In our last session, we read a letter from a woman who asked how to respond to the rages of her husband. I explained how her husband was only responding to his emptiness and pain, and she needed to absolutely stay off the field of death, where he engaged in all his activities. Now, back to the writer of the letter. I can't overemphasize how important it is to respond to your husband early in his anger, before he gets to raging. Once he's in a full-blown rage, he's pretty much insane, and it's difficult to communicate with a crazy person. You don't ever have to feel unsafe. We talked about what to do in cases of physical abuse in previous daily coaching episodes. You can find those by looking in the search feature under abuse, or I think the titles were My Husband Hits Me. So, the more love you bring into your marriage, the less likely it is that he'll ever even become angry. Don't dabble in real love here. Make it your central preoccupation to find all the real love you can, so you can bring that back into your marriage. Read the Real Love and Marriage book. Devour the volumes of written and video material available to you on the reallove.com website. Participate in the conference calls described on the site, and so on. Why? So you can feel sufficient real love that it will fill your home. As you become more loving, and as your husband feels more loved, he'll simply lose the need to be angry. Anger is a reaction to not feeling loved. So when people feel loved, they simply quit being angry. Period. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. I've received letters and calls from many husbands and wives who have described the transformations that have occurred in their lives as a result of the love that their partners have brought into their homes. Now, why should it be you that makes this difference? Why shouldn't he have to participate equally in this effort? That's a fair question, but the answer is easy. Do you want fair and equal, or do you want to be happy? The real point is that you are the one who's writing me here. If he were writing, I'd be telling him to do all this. You can only work on you. So focus on you, not him. You will not be sorry you did. Now, when you do see him becoming angry, what can you do? Don't avoid him. Don't defend yourself. Don't make it about you and feel victimized. It's all about him and his fears. So go sit by him or be near him. Touch him gently. Ask him what you can do for him. If he's blaming you for something, take responsibility for it. What do you care who's right? Now, I know what angry people are like. I've been one. Many times, they blame you for things you didn't do. He might say something like this: you always leave the kitchen a mess, or whatever. Your tendency would be to defend yourself and explain that always is an exaggeration. Wrong. Don't do that, because that's not the point. He's trying to talk about love, whether he realizes it or not. He's telling you that on the occasions when the kitchen is a mess, he feels like you're telling him that you don't care about him. That is the message. So, tell him you understand. Tell him this: you're right. I need to do a lot better about that. Then, tell him some other things you do that show him that you're not paying attention to what he needs. And tell him you'll be paying closer attention in the future. You won't believe what a difference that can make. I've seen it myself on hundreds of occasions as I've talked to couples. And the difference will happen because you're listening to him. You're accepting him while he's angry. You're loving him. That is what he needs. It's love that conquers anger, not more anger, not defending ourselves, because it's always about real love.